Hello, Gilly B here. Welcome back to a What If. This is going to be What If Deku was abandoned and in the military part 3. So let's get into it. So where I left it off was, I believe, they made the apartment complex. All of them are slowly getting refurnished. I'm gonna say that in the apartment complex, there's going to be a variety of people. There's going to be quirk, like really strong quirk users. There's going to be heroes, but also there is going to be some villains there that live there. Obviously, this is going to be unpronounced to Izuku and everyone else in the apartment. They obviously won't know because they'll come in as regular people. I saw a comment that someone wanted the sludge villain named Sludge. Yeah, so I'm just gonna call him Sludge now. So Sludge is going to be coming in. He looks really human. Next video I'll find a photo and put it up and show you. So pretty much what's going to happen is Izuku, now with all the found income from his apartment building, that Sludge is going to be running and organizing it. So from all that income, Izuku's pretty much free to do whatever he wants to or needs to do. So Izuku's going to pretty much walk around the city and think about what he's going to do. For these next couple months, he's thinking about it, he's walking around the city. But when he's doing that, someone starts to tail him. Actually, multiple people. Izuku senses them tailing him, and he's, like, in his head, he's going like, And he goes down an alley, and then, popping out of the side, comes 3 heroes, saying, "Ha, you're the missing child that's in all the forms," because remember that I said there's like a missing child thing, because the government said, "Oh shoot, we need to find this kid," and these heroes came and said, "Haha, we found you," because they had a photo of Izuku, and Izuku just went, "What?" And he's very confused about this statement and seeing heroes, and they said, "Get him," and then Izuku, after seeing these heroes that he's no idea, these are like third-rate heroes that will do pretty much anything for money and fame. Seeing these 3 people, random people that he has no idea who he is, running at him, trying to knock him out and take him, he just goes like, "Oh hell no." He summons 3 cutlasses, and 2 of them go straight through 2 of their hearts instantly. And the third one is up to, Izuku grabs the third one, and the last one was tried to escape, but the 2 other cutlasses went behind him and blocked off the entrance to the alleyway that Izuku led them into. So pretty much, Izuku points a sword to his neck, with a sharp end, and says, "Why are you tailing me?" And then the hero says, like nearly pissing himself, saying, the government put in a missing person report about this one Izuku Midoriya." And then he just went like, "God damn it." And then seeing this, he says, "There's a really high reward if we are able to catch you." And, like, he asks how much. $1 million. And then Izuku just was, "God damn it, they'll go to any lengths to get me. Now heroes and villains are coming after me." Because this is public knowledge now. There is a missing kid, and there's $1 million bounty on this kid's head about a random person. Obviously, this random person is going to be a part of the military who authorized this search for a missing kid. And it's $1 million bounty for finding this kid and putting him in. So now everyone's going to be after this kid. The reason why and then now the hero looks at him and says, "You're not the kid. You have black hair. I thought you were the kid because you looked very similar." And he says, "Duh, fuck." And Izuku just pretty much says, "Well, get better eyes," and pretty much kills him. He wouldn't say "get better eyes." He would say something more interesting. He says, "Is that seriously going to be your final words?" And then he stabs him through the heart. Because these three heroes randomly came up to him, he goes in the galloway, he summons like 3 coffins, or whatever, summons 3 boxes, he cuts them up into pieces and puts them in the box, and then he puts them in another trash. Everything that he kills, he will be putting in the trash. A valuable member of society. Put stuffs in trash. Because that's what they are to him. Because these people came after him, and he had 0 worries about killing him, okay? So pretty much anyone that comes after him will be killed, and if they try to capture him. So pretty much what's gonna happen is, this is gonna happen very frequently. People are gonna try to chase him, and then Izuku decides to people would try to chase him, Izuku pretty much would just start to not care anymore and just disappear from their radar. And they probably just thought they'll see a ghost. And Izuku's really starting to get tired of this goddamn shit. So he decides to go under. He decides to completely hide all of his presence. In other words, he's not going out of his apartment anymore. He's not doing anything. He's just gonna be there living in his apartment and just completely ghost everyone that he used to know. This is gonna go on for a year. So now this missing warrant is just pretty much gonna be thrown in the trash because no one else can find him for a year. So everyone just gives up. And obviously, Izuku missed the entrance exam for UA, so he can't go into there. So he was going like, I went into a school, what should I do now? Because he wants to feel like it is to be a real child, because he hasn't had a childhood. So he decides to enroll in a university. But this isn't going to be a regular university. This university is going to be run by All for One. Yes, this guy's going to be running a university, and this is going to be his main job, the principal of the university. So pretty much Izuku decides to go into quirk technology, which is pretty much a new course that just started up, and only the brightest people, really smart people, can get into this course. Like 0.01% of the population has the capacity to get into this course. So pretty much Izuku applies, and they read over the resume and just says, okay, you need to go and take a test, and then you're into the course. And this course is not cheap. It costs like $5,000 for entry. So pretty much it's harder to get into than UA. So this is going to be one of the best universities that you can possibly get into, and Izuku's going for one of the hardest courses, pretty much. And it's very expensive. Even if you fail, you still have to pay the entrance fee. So pretty much what happens is there's going to be a bunch of people going to try to get in, but also Ida is not going to try to go into UA. He's going to try to go into this university because it's actually prestigious. It's equal in prestige when it comes to UA. So yeah, so this university is very, very good, even though it is run by All for One. All for One, yeah. So it might be run by a villain, but it's really, really good because All for One by himself is really, really smart. So pretty much he's going to register his quirk list, he's going to use his alias Tensen and all that stuff. And then what's going to happen is when he enters, then he realizes something in the course. All the teachers are just there's not any teachers except one. This is a little bit of a spoiler. This teacher is going to be the doctor that Izuku takes to the quirk doctor that's in canon, that actually works for All for One. So he is going to be doing the experiments and the quirk technology. So pretty much he's going to be showing them and teaching them how to make nomus. This is quirk technology. The nomus will be quirk technology. Nomus will be under the assumption of humane experiments because they don't know how it gets made. Because pretty much what's happened, as soon as you get into the course, you're sworn to secrecy. You're not allowed to tell anyone, even your closest friends. So pretty much they do very inhumane things there. I'm gonna make Deku, or Izuku Midoriya, more of like a vigilante, not really a hero or a villain. He's going to kill people that he deems to be not worthy. Anyone he thinks is bad, he will kill. If he thinks they have a righteous heart, even if they might not, he will keep alive. Sort of like what he did to the sludge villain, because he gave him an option. So pretty much what's going to happen is Izuku starts to see, and he gets very curious about this doctor. So when he went home one night, so this course is going to be the 3 years, the same long as UA, but no one knows what happens to the people after the 3 years in the quirk technology. So pretty much, Izuku gets very curious about this doctor and goes to the government website and starts, like, hacks into the government website and the school curriculum, because it's a government-funded school. Yes, it is going to be a government-funded school. Well, yeah. So pretty much what's going to happen is, in the government website, it's going to have all the information of the doctor. All for One is going to be funded by the people that created... so pretty much All for One's boss is going to be the crack jobs that came up with the super soldier ideas. So Izuku sees this and just goes like, I found my next targets. So pretty much Izuku pretty much sees that All for One is right under the people that planned the super soldier project. So he goes like, time to destroy you. So pretty much he uses the information from that and he keeps it to himself. And Sludge, obviously he would tell Sludge of what he's doing because they're really close now. They're like pretty much father and son at this point. Sludge has taken up the role of Izuku's father. And by the way, the only reason why I made made Izuku Momo's brother is because I really wanted to make this quirk. I just really wanted to. I've been thinking of it for a little bit. I really just wanted to make the quirk, so that's why I did that. No other real reasons. I might do that later, but for the time being, it's not really going to focus on that. So right now, Izuku is going to be going around and just getting stronger and stronger. Right now, at this very second, after all the years of training, he can control up to 15 different objects at once, fully control without any hitches or headaches. So pretty much with these 15 cutlasses that he can control, they're all sentient beings, in other words. They're all sentient. So, in other words, if someone tries to erase his quirk, it will only erase one of his cutlasses. It will only get rid of one of them. So pretty much what happens is every single one is a separate ability or a separate quirk gene. So the more he works... So I'm saying the quirk gene is a part of the brain. And the more he works on his quirk, the more his brain develops, and the more quirk genes will make and create more cutlasses or more objects that he can control. He can only control one object at a time with his gravity. So pretty much what happens is, this is going to be jumping to the USJ attack that's going to happen. Izuku's going to... He knows about the attack because he did research and hacked into the villain, like, League of Villains, like, he connected All for One to League of Villains and hacked into the League of Villains database and found out the USJ attack. So he hacked into that and found out about the USJ attack, and with the information about the USJ attack, he puts on his old military costume, military grade uniform, with his badges blatantly open, and pretty much with a US cap, but a gas mask over his face and he pours water on his hair, because this is his dye goes out with water. So he pours water on his hair, and it makes it go green again, because he dyed it black earlier on. So he pours water on it, and it goes completely green. He puts his hat on and gas mask. Well, actually, he's not going to put a gas mask on. He's going to keep his face open. So it's just going to be him, and the USJ attacks happen. Izawa jumps down to start fighting the villains, and everyone gets sectioned off into in their different sections. But then no one realized it. They hear a crash, a big in the top ceiling of the USJ. It's Izuku jumping down with his military costume, and he has all of the dog tags of all of his 10 fellow super soldiers around his neck, and he jumps down and just says die, and he uses 13 of his 15 cutlasses that he has out right now. He kills 13 instantly, and he uses two of his cutlasses to slowly float down to the floor. He uses the 13 cutlasses. He's pretty much waving around his finger. Every small villain that he cuts instantly dies, no matter who it was or what it was doing. Shigaraki goes, wait, what's the teleporter guy name again? Shigaraki asks, I'm just gonna say teleport person because I just had a mind blank of what his name was. You guys can tell me, just light it up in the comments section about what his name is. I feel so stupid forgetting. Shigaraki says, get us out. No, he wouldn't say get us out. He says, Nomu, attack him. Because he sees this kid just jumping down, and Shigaraki wouldn't know about the Super Soldier program. One for all would know about the Super Soldier program, but Shigaraki and everyone else wouldn't, because if One for All told everyone, the government would stop funding, and pretty much his whole operations is getting funded by the government. And if he gets no funding from the government, everything that he's worked up to now will be instantly destroyed. And the government will send people to go pretty much harass him and arrest him as much, and out of faulty charges, and arrest him and all that stuff. So All For One is sworn to secrecy about the Super Soldier program, so he can't tell anyone. And Shigaraki's so confused, saying, what is that boy? Nomu, attack! And because Deku or Izuku has been doing the quirk technology at the university, he knows how these Nomus are made, and he knows that the weakness of all of them is the brain instantly. So he sends 5 of his cutlasses to dig straight down through the brain, all the way through his middle of his body, and he pretty much cuts him in half from the brain all the way through. And it's completely clean, and it's just nice. It's just a clean cut all the way through, starting at the brain. And Shigaraki says, haha, you think you killed our Nomu? He has regeneration. And then the Nomu isn't regenerating. He says, what? Why isn't he regenerating? And then Izuku says, because I hit the brain first, you idiot. And then Shigaraki starts scratching his neck profusely and says, what? I didn't know that. I knew that was his weakness, but he can't regenerate. He can regenerate really fast. I thought it wouldn't be a problem. And then he says, what the hell is that guy's name again? Fuck. He says, teleport me away. Teleport us away. And then he goes through the portal with the portal guy, and they disappear and leave all the other villains in there. They're pretty much going, those guys deserted us, how dare they? So pretty much what happens is, and then Izuku just says, well, hello there, Eraserhead. And Eraserhead says, who are you? Why did you kill them? If you're trying to be a vigilante, you should stop. And then Eraserhead opens his eyes and stares at Izuku, activating his quirk erasing power. And Izuku says, no, 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 Eraserhead. That doesn't work on me. And 14, like, 3 cutlasses go to Eraserhead's neck and saying, if I deem you worthy, I will keep you alive. But if you try anything funny, you're dead. And pretty much he says, you just helped me, why would you kill me? And then Izuku says, because I kill who I deem worthy to kill. I keep alive people worthy to be alive. And then Izuku examines Izawa and pretty much go into his brain and analyze all the information that he has about this hero. And he asks Eraserhead, what's your name? And then he says, why would I tell you that? The blade slowly gets closer and closer to his neck. It says, tell me now or else you're dead. And then Eraserhead says, Eraserhead. And then he says, okay, that's good enough. And then he pretty much puts down his weapons and saying, okay, this is a good hero in his head. And saying, thank you for protecting these children. And then Izuku pretty much makes stairs with his cutlasses. Well, not stairs. He summons 2 of his cutlasses and starts flying away on top of them. And then pretty much all the other heroes show up now. Like, they show up earlier instead of later now. So they show up really, really early, and pretty much Aizawa's just shocked of what just happened. Just like this boy came in, killed 50 different villains, and killed a Nomu. And Aizawa doesn't know it's a Nomu yet, and just says, he just killed 51 people. Because they don't know that the Nomu isn't a person yet. But then Aizawa goes and examines the Nomu and finds out, okay, this person was dead for sure. So pretty much what happens, Izuku comes back to his apartment, and his cutlasses are covered in blood. He deactivates them, which pretty much disintegrates them, and cleans up all the blood off the floor, because he only gets rid of the cutlass. Anything that's still on the cutlass just gets dropped on the ground. So pretty much he went like, oh shoot, I forgot to clean the cutlasses before desummoning them. And pretty much what he does, he cleans off all the blood on the floor, and Sludge comes back home and says, what the hell is this? I thought that's tomorrow. This is, no, it was change of plans. Pretty sure the attack was today, so I went and checked, and it was. And he just says, why didn't you ask me for help? I would have helped you. Because you're still under surveillance by other people. And he says, what? And little did Sludge know, the villains that actually has been occupying these buildings are actually going to be hustler villains. They're going to try to harass Sludge to buy the buildings off them on a really cheap price. Because how good these 4 buildings are. Because they're like 4 on each corner. And they're like 5-star best buildings that you've ever been. So these villains are actually organized in all of the buildings and renting them out right now. And Izuku realized this, but Sludge hasn't realized any of it. So Sludge is like very shocked, because all that he's realized is these are really nice people that he's been taking in. He thought he was only been taking in good people. But then some of them were bad, which was... So he realized that they were bad people, and Izuku said, I told you. And then he showed Sludge a photo of them and some history on them, and he just went like, these bloody backstabbers. They've done this to multiple other buildings. And Sludge got really, really angry. His human form starts to have sludge drip from it when he's rage, because he's very angry. His eyes turn red, and sludge starts coming from his body, and just like starts making him more and more green. And then Izuku says, whoa, calm down. We can use this to our advantage. And Sludge says, how so? And this is going to be Izuku's plan. He's going to make the sludge go into and copy all of the noise that they make, and pretty much puts them into recorders. And what that's going to do is now they have legal evidence of what these villains are going to do. So then Sludge goes over to the police station. He says, my people in my building are villains and they're trying to hustle me out of money. And the police don't really care and says, ha, as if, do you have any evidence? And then Sludge pulls out 15 different recorders and says, listen to these. And then it's just like hours and hours worth of them talking about how they want to take the building and how they're going to do it. And Sludge says, is this enough? And then the police officer's just shocked and says, yes, but we don't know who they are because these police officers are really, really lazy and they just don't care. They try to get out of as much work as possible. So, and then he says, don't worry, I do. And he shows them pretty much portfolios of all the people that did it. Okay, all the people that did it. Thank you very much for listening to this. I hope this was a good part. And, yeah, so, comment any good ideas that you want to do. Like, subscribe. Any names that you want me to change, if you have a better name for the Sludge villain other than Sludge. I enjoy Sludge, but if you have any better ones, just put in the comment section. I hoped you guys enjoyed, and any other any other ideas, I'll comment back. Thank you very much. Bye.